You're listening to Kol Yisrael, the voice of Israel, broadcasting from Jerusalem. Now, the Culture Report. The Tel Aviv-based English language theater company, The Stage, is mounting a production in March of Steve Martin's comedy farce, Picasso at the Lapin Agile, about a meeting in a bar between Pablo Picasso and Albert Einstein. Reporter Nomi Segel heard more about the production and the English language theater group from producer and director Amber Gitter.
The play is a comedy. Steve Martin wrote it in 1992, 93. It premiered in 1993 at the Steppenwolf Theater Company in Chicago. And Randall Arney was the artistic director of the Steppenwolf Theater Company, and he premiered it and directed it. And I had actually saw the play when it premiered in Chicago, and I fell in love with it when I first saw it. And so I was going to directing school at Columbia College in Chicago under the auspices of Sheldon Patinkin, and I just remember the play and I loved it, and I always wanted to direct it after that. And so now I'm 45 years old, going on 46, and I thought that because of the content of the show, or what the play is about, the comedy, which is when Picasso meets Albert Einstein at a bar, I thought it would be great to bring it here to Israel because of the fact that it's about Albert Einstein and Picasso, and because the Israeli population is an educated population. And I thought it would be very interesting for them to see something like this. And I think everyone always wants a good laugh. So
now you mentioned earlier that the setting, the bar itself, is actually a real-life location.
Yes, it is. It's a true bar that exists in Paris, and it's still there. And you can look it up. And the YouTube actually has a really good documentary on it. And there's a song actually that's dedicated to the Lapin Agile. And there's actually historical pictures of it as well. And Picasso actually hung out there. So Steve Martin did a lot of research when he wrote this play.
Now, as you said, we're talking about Steve Martin, who's a genius of comedy. We're talking about two geniuses, Picasso and Einstein. What are some of the themes that are inevitably being explored here?
Well, that's a really great question. Well, Picasso, when the play starts, Picasso's moving away from his blue phase, and he's trying to figure out what is his next masterpiece that he wants to do. And obviously he's moving into the Cubist movement. He's obviously pioneering that. And it's exploring that theory, and obviously Einstein just finished writing the special theory of relativity. And what's really brilliant about this comedy is that it actually juxtaposes these two theories, and you see the relationship between these two theories and how similar they are, and they come from opposite ends of the spectrum, but how similar they are, and that these two men lived parallel lives and actually have followed the very same philosophers and mathematicians, and learned by the same mathematicians and philosophers that existed at the time that were alive in Europe. And it's quite ingenious of both of them that they have these very much these theories, and they have there's definitely similarities between the two. And they explore this in this comedy, and it's quite amazing that they do, that Steve Martin sees it, and it comes to fruition in this comedy.
Now, can you tell us a little bit about The Stage, which is the English language theater company that's putting on this production, and your work with them?
Yes. First of all, they're a phenomenal group. Maya Hogel, who founded The Stage 2 years ago, is originally hails from New York City, went to New York University, does underwriting for startup companies, formerly with Citibank, and then has a passion for theater. And when she made Aliyah to Tel Aviv, or to Israel, I should say, she noticed that we have a lot of expats, and we have a large Americans, or a large English-speaking population, Jewish English-speaking population, who really crave English-speaking theater or creative art, and that there was a need for it. So 2 years ago or 3 years ago, she just put out a meetup group about anyone interested in English-speaking theater. Please meet me here. And about 4 or 5 people or 6 people showed up, and they formed what now is known as The Stage. And we're in our second year, our second season, and we're just doing phenomenally well. And we sell out to We sell out our houses, and we have a niche market because there's a need for English-speaking theater because we have a huge expat English-speaking group, and English-speaking people who are coming from England, Australia, South Africa, United States, or people who speak English as a second language, who just need an outlet to want to see, who want to see English-speaking theater. And the stage does, and they reach out to the community. Not only are they doing theater, they're doing poetry slams. They give back to the community. They're doing goodwill. They're doing all sorts of wonderful things, and they have incredible business acumen as well. And everything's volunteer based as well. So they're doing this out of the goodness of their heart, and they're doing this out of the passion of their heart.
Now, is there something different in its energy or even its artistic choices and activities that differentiates it from other English-speaking theater and drama groups around Israel?
I think what we're that's an excellent question. We want to do innovative theater. We just don't want to do the classics, the same old theater. I mean, you're seeing every day. You're seeing, if you look at the seasons that you're seeing in the newspapers, you're seeing Rent 100 times. You're seeing Fiddler on the Roof 100 times. You're seeing the same old theater that's being put on over and over again. I think this is what's really great, and the stage really strives to push the envelope and strives to see new things and want to put new ideas out there. And that's what the whole thing about theater is to put new genre out there, new things out there that people haven't seen before.
Amber Gitter. Performances of Picasso at the Lapin Agile are scheduled for March 16th and 17th at the Ramat Aviv Rosine Auditorium. Tickets and more information can be found at www.thestagetlv.com.